a while ago I posted a couple of videos mostly dealing with computer stuff and smartphones, and if you've watched some of them, you've probably come across the word RAM. And apart from my videos, I know you've also heard the term from your friends, either you're a smartphone seller, or maybe you are the computer adverts that are always there in the internet. And I know some of you have always been asking themselves, what is this RAM? Is it a movie? Is it a person? Or is it an application that enables you to buy RAMs so that you can slaughter them during this festive season? Is it? So while none of that is true, first of all, the word RAM are just initials for random access memory. A RAM is a very vital component in your device which stores information temporarily that is urgently needed by your processor while it's still working on an application or a program. And okay, that definition is not enough for the average Joe who doesn't even know what a computer is, or if he knows what a computer is, he probably doesn't know how it works. So in order to explain the work of this component, I'm going to use a very funny and basic and simple scenario that is going to explain the work of this device. Now here, there is a guy called Willy, mwenye anataka kupika chapo. And this guy has a kitchen. And in this kitchen, there is a workspace table where he has placed all the ingredients that are needed to cook the chapos, be it the cooking oil, the dough, etc. And also in this kitchen, there is a cupboard where all the cooking items in the kitchen have been stored. And finally, near this workspace where he is preparing the chapo, there is a gas cooker which he is going to use now to be able to prepare the chapos. And now in order for him to prepare the chapos, he needs to use the cooking oil, the dough, the rolling pin, which are all placed in the workspace table that I've mentioned. Now, you see, the purpose of this workspace table that is near him is to make the needed ingredients to be easily accessible to him. If the ingredients were to be placed in the cupboard, which is obviously a few meters away from where he is preparing the chapos, he would end up moving very slowly and therefore making the preparation of the chapos very slow. Because of moving now and then, he has to go he has to travel all the way to the cupboard, first of all search for the needed ingredient, and therefore make another journey of coming back to where he is preparing the chapos, which is all a lot of work and takes a lot of time. As simple as that. Now, let us now come out of the kitchen. Now, take this kitchen to be your whole computer or smartphone. Then take this cupboard that is in the kitchen to be the hard disk or the phone storage of your smartphone, where all the items have been stored, be it your music, be it your personal files, or be it the computer programs. Then again, take Willy, who is preparing the chapos, to be the processing unit of your computer device. Then again, take the chapos that are being prepared by Willy to be the programs that are actually running in your processing unit. And now finally, take the workspace table that he is using to place his ingredients to be now the random access memory, or the RAM. I know by using that concept, some of you have already understood how this thing works. So basically, the work of this thing is to sacrifice just a small amount of storage where an application can be stored temporarily as it is being processed by the processor. This is because if RAM didn't exist, your processor will have to send a signal all the way to your hard disk or your phone storage, then wait for a few minutes as the needed resource is being searched by your hard disk, and then the signal will have to be sent from the hard disk now to the processor, which, if you agree with me, is a lot of work, the same way Willy would have done going for his ingredients in the cupboard. So another question arises. Why do they say more RAM is better? Well, I did mention this point in my last video that I did, which explained the things you should look for when you're either buying a PC or a smartphone. If you haven't seen the video, the link is up here. You can click on the video and check it out at your own time as you're watching this video. And yes, more RAM is better for either your PC or a smartphone. This is because if we go back to the scenario that I gave earlier on, if Willie had a bigger workspace table in the kitchen, he can not only prepare chapo, he can also place other ingredients for other types of meals, let's say even ugali. So he can be cooking chapo on this side na akuwe anapika on this other side, and therefore he can be doing those activities simultaneously without any problem, since all of the needed items are there, and he can do as many as he can depending on the size of the table. Now the same case applies to your device. If you have more RAM in your device, you are going to be able to the device processor is going to be able to process more activities at a go, because there is enough amount of storage to store the resources that are urgently needed by your processor. Despite more RAM being better for your PC, it is worth knowing that there is a limit, and this mostly applies to the PCs and laptops. There is a maximum amount of RAM that your computer can hold depending on the type of processor that you are using. Let's take an example, and let's say you are working with an Intel dual-core machine which works with a maximum RAM of 8 GB RAM. And on the other hand, you may also find that you have a Core i3 machine which supports a maximum of up to 64 GB RAM. It is possible that if you install a too large amount of RAM in your PC, you are going to accommodate more and more and more and more and lots of programs to be run simultaneously by your processor. But if your processor is not very powerful enough, you are going to overwork that poor thing. Now, there's a lot to explain when it comes to choosing the best RAM for your processor, which I'm going to explain in another video because I don't want to make this video too long, but I promise you I'm going to explain it later on. So the main purpose of this video was to make you understand what is RAM, or the random access memory, and how it basically works, which I hope you have understood. So, hoping that you have liked this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and feel free to comment pale chini, give any suggestions, give any comments about the videos that I'm posting. Feel free, just feel free. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you like, and if you haven't subscribed, by the way, make sure you tap on that red button and make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy New Year.